most important thing to keep in mind when you create tables like this for tabular data is that if you want to make the table accessible to all of your visitors, especially those who might be visually impaired or otherwise need screen readers to read content to them, you need to make sure you include the table header tag and use a table header at the top of your table. I'll show you how to do this as we create the table, but first let me show you why that's important. This row here at the very top was created with the table header, or TH tag. The rest of these were created with the table data, or TD tags. And the table header has some special recognition by screen readers and other devices. It's recognized as the heading information at the top of this tabular data. And let me just show you the difference that this can make. If I had not used the table header tag for the top of this table, then a screen reader would read this table like this: photo, skill score, humor rating. Then it would read whatever the alt text is behind this image. So it might read contest photo 7, 10 plus, contest photo 10, 8. Not very helpful in comparison to this. If you format the top row or the header information, you can also do this down the side, and even the side and the top row can both be table headers. Then a screen reader would read this like this: photo, contest photo, skill score 7, humor rating 10 plus, photo, contest photo, skill score 10, humor rating 8. You start to see the difference? If I repeat the heading every time I read the content, skill score is 7, skill score is 10, it's much easier to follow along with what the contents of this table are when it's being read to me. So for that reason, as well as many others, using the table header as you create your tables is a very important element in making your tables accessible. So let's close down this browser. Let's come back to Dreamweaver, and I have open here in the program my Chocolate Rules site. And I was just previewing that page, so I can close that now. If you want to follow along with the lesson files, like I said, the Chocolate Game Rules site is in your Chapter 8 folder in your project files. Just make sure you select that and do the site setup process that we've done at the beginning of every chapter of this series. To show you the best way to create a table for tabular data, let's start with a blank page and create a completely new table. So I'm just going to choose File New. I'm going to create a blank HTML document. I'm not going to use any styling, and I'm going to click Create. Now there are a couple ways to add a table to a page. You can choose Insert Table to open the table dialog, or from the Insert menu, you can simply click on the table icon. Either way, you're going to open the table dialog where you can enter the number of rows and number of columns that you want. So for that contest page design, I need a 5-row by 3-column table. And I'm going to make it 725 pixels wide, because that'll be about the right width for the design that I want. I'll set the border thickness to 3, because we do want to see a border around this. And I'll make sure to select the table header by clicking here on top for the table row. Now you can change tags later to add a header or edit a header, but the easiest time to set up your headers is as you create the table. Now if you want to add further accessibility, you can add a caption for your table. That helps identify it, and I will use this. Chocolate Game Contest. Now you should know that the caption will appear in the table itself, so you want to make sure that you want that to be visible. The summary is an option for you to describe the table. So this would just be further information to somebody who is looking at this page. And I might write something in here like, the results of the chocolate game held on October 27th, blah, blah, blah. Or whatever description you want, you could add to the summary. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and create my table, keep it simple. And you see I have my Chocolate Game Contest label at the very top, and it's actually included outside the table itself. And I want you to notice here when I click inside this top row, the tag here in the tag selector at the bottom is a TH. But if I click in the second, third, fourth, or fifth rows, you'll see all of those are TD tags. If you're still learning HTML, that's table data inside a table row. So each cell is contained in a table data tag, each row is contained in a table row tag, and the entire table is contained in a tag called table.